everyone, Transformers328 here, and let's skip the opening catchphrase and jump right into the extended discussion of Fire Emblem If. First, since it's Fire Emblem related, Roy's back in Smash. Thank you, Daddy Sakurai. I think we've got enough Fire Emblem characters now. Sorry, Chrom.
I suppose I'll get my chance another day.
Second, the name again. Unlike last time, they settled on an English name. Fire Emblem Fates. Still fitting, but I may still call it If anyway. Just stuck with me. Then again, I alternate between Rayquaza and Rayquaza. Third, some information leaked the exact day I uploaded my previous discussion video talking about Phoenix Mode and the removal of the weapon limit system. Phoenix Mode revives fallen allies the following turn, which sounds like a real game breaker. I understand that it's for those that are only interested in the story, but casual mode's as far as I go. The weapon limits were annoying, but somewhat realistic and an extra layer of strategy. Either way, you win some, you lose some. Fourth, the game is adding same-sex marriages, though the options are limited. Gays can marry the 19th Zero in fiction, and lesbians can marry Tharja's twin sister here. I'm not homosexual myself, but I approve of this, which is very interesting at the moment considering that just recently the Supreme Court legalized gay marriage. I wish there were more options, but I understand that not every denizen of these kingdoms can be homosexual or bisexual. And speaking of these kingdoms, remember when I said that Japan would be getting this game in 2 different versions? America's getting it in 2 different versions as well. One game will focus on the Hoshido path called Birthright, and the other will focus on the Nor path called Conquest. I'm sorry, but what was this game advertised to us as? Yeah, as a choice-based adventure. I said I wanted to know these characters before I made my choice, but now I have to make the choice before I even touch the game. I know Pokemon works like this all the time, but Fire Emblem isn't Pokemon! This isn't just the choice between a Rainbow Deer and Avion from Shadow of the Colossus. This is choosing which characters to follow and what events unfold. I get that there are 2 different games here, with the Hoshido path being more like Awakening, and the Nor path being more like other Fire Emblem games, with no battles outside of the storyline ones. But if it's sold to me as a story where I choose where the story goes, where the path branches, I think it would make sense to have both campaigns in one cartridge. Is it a technical limitation? Not really. If it was technical limitations, I couldn't argue that. But it couldn't be because there's going to be DLC later down the road which will unlock the opposite path for the version you're playing, kind of making this whole multiple version thing pointless, as well as a 3rd DLC route which will also be DLC for the other versions, where the player character flips off both kingdoms and decides to carve their own path, while they follow their wrath. But maybe they're both the same. Forced revengeance references aside, you get why I'm mad, right? The game was promoted to us in Nintendo Directs as a game where we make choices that matter. Choose which path to follow. A game with 2 stories. Not as 2 similar but isolated games sold like a Pokemon game. I probably should have seen this coming, but come on! At least be honest about your product, Nintendo. Intelligent Systems. At least try not to come off as money-grubbing whores. Despite all your Awakening DLC costing more than Awakening itself. Am I saying the game sucks? No! The game still looks like it's tons of fun to play, and I can't judge a story I don't know about, and I want to keep it that way until it comes out in the States. I don't want to be spoiled. And I'm going to play this game because not only does it look like a great game, but you guys are curious as to what I think about it. Really, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. And I'm positive I'm not the first person to bitch about this. I'm just the guy who lost internet during E3 week due to circumstances completely out of my control. I'm Transformers328. And since when did Chrom play Dark Souls? I'm Transformers328, and since when did Chrom play Smash... When did Chrom play Smash Brothers? Yeah, he's not in the game.